Welcome everyone to another Monday sales rally. Really excited about this. Really excited about the week. My name is Marc Summers. I'm the president of AIME and couldn't be more happy to sit here and be able to speak with everyone. I love speaking to my community. But at the end of the day, you know, Fuse was less than 30 days away. And I'm telling you, I'm still all of the content that was there. It was absolutely amazing. And I could legitimately sit here for probably 20, 25 minutes and talk about Fuse and all of the posts that we're getting on Facebook and all the love that we get. And it was great. It was the best mortgage event ever in my eyes. But one of the big takeaways, because I don't want to talk about Fuse the entire time, but one of the biggest takeaways that I received was the fact that, hey, listen, from many different levels, we need to grow. Okay. And I want to focus on growth. I know a lot of us are trying to close out the rest of the year. A lot of us are exhausted. I'm always worried about everyone's mental health, but at the same time, this is we're the retail side of things, and those big banks, those mega call centers are ripe for the taking. And that's one of the big things I got out of Fuse, and especially even with this little rate hike that we've received recently. I think the best businesses in the world, when there's a little change in the market or a little downturn, the best ones are the ones that are able to use it as an opportunity. And I think that's what we need to do here. So with these mega retail centers and retail banks and big banks, right now, listen, rates took hits. They're so far out of the market right now, it's not even funny. So we're still in the market. We're still giving great rates, great service, low closing costs. So it's ripe for the taking. The things that I'm going to rely on to help myself grow is always going back and looking at basically three things here. Number one, which is our lending partners. We have great lending partners, and I always use the word partners, okay? Because I just don't want lenders. I want lending partners. All right. Who's going to help me grow now? 6 months. I mean, we've talked about it a million times here, but I want a true lending partner. And our lending partners are giving us great technology. They're giving us great speed, great service, great rates. They're doing so much for us to make sure that we're successful. So please continue to lean on your lenders for anything that you need. I'm telling you, they're more than happy to help. Next is our Brokers Are Better network, and especially with the platform that was released at Fuse. But the Brokers Are Better network, listen, if you haven't checked it out, you got to go check it out. Go to aimgroup.com, look at all those vendors. They're great vendors. We have 30 plus vendors in there. And to kind of give you an idea, when I went to Fuse, obviously I was at Fuse. I sat down and talked to two different vendors there, and I signed up with two different vendors there. And I know they're part of the Brokers Are Better network, but I kind of slapped myself across the face and said, you know what, I need to focus more on this stuff because, as everyone knows, or if you don't know, I am a mortgage broker right now. I still write deals, still talk to realtors, still do everything that we do. Okay, that you do. I'm just not 100% AIME. But at the end of the day, I signed up with two different vendors. They're great. I think they're going to help my business grow. So you got to make it a focus to go on there and check out these vendors. I'm telling you, they're doing great stuff. Our staff, our phenomenal team, has vetted these out to make sure that they are broker friendly. And I'm telling you, they are broker friendly, and they specialize in that mortgage industry. That's going to help you grow. Last but not least is the community. As I've always said, the community is my most favorite thing. Lean on your community to grow. I just did a podcast, not naming names here, but we had a member listen to the podcast and then contacted me and said, "Oh my God, is there a way that I could get that person's checklist? Or I want to figure out how they grew. Did they have a business plan?" Listen, I just got them in contact, and it was like a perfect marriage. Listen, they're helping each other out, and that's what it's about. This community you can lean on for so many different things, and I want everyone to do it. And listen, there's not an exact right answer on everything. If you need something, let the community know. You can post it on the Brokers Are Better Facebook group page. Call me, text me, it doesn't matter. I'll give you my take on it, my advice, but you can really lean on this community to help yourself grow. So once again, these retail banks are ripe for the taking. All those loan officers, I legitimately at the beginning of last week was speaking to someone who's in retail. They're definitely flipping over to the broker side, and we just had a great conversation about things. I talked to them about our side of the business, how it is much different, but different in a good way, especially for the consumer. But at the end of the day, we said, he's personally going to close 90 plus loans this year. That's what he's on pace for. And he asked me, well, how long does it take you to close purchases? It's got to take a long time, right? And I said, no, I mean, depending on the lender that you use and the situation, I said I've closed them as fast as 7, 8, 10 days, somewhere in that range. I've 20 days. I mean, but never anything over 30, unless it's one of those extreme cases, rare instances. And he said the fastest one that he had closed this entire year so far was 45 days with his bank. That's unreal. Then he went on to tell me that it took him 3 to 4 months on average to close refinances. So I'm dying laughing here because I'm thinking it was a slap in my face that, wow, his inferior service, his inferior product was doing had a place in the market, and that was a slap across my face because I was like, you know what, I need to do better. But at the end of the day, that person's flipping over broker, another great person for the broker channel. But there's different ways of looking to grow. And sorry, I got off on my little tangent there, but there's three different ways I want to talk about looking to grow. First off, is I want to talk about technology. Okay. Technology is something that you have to focus on at all times. Okay. I mean, whether it's a monthly review, a quarterly review, you always have to get better with technology because it's evolving all the time and you don't want to get left in the dust. I just did a review of all my technology and I'm telling you, I flipped things up, I switched things around, had new technology introduced to me, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer already. And I know that I'm going to have to review it at least monthly because it's still going to keep changing and someone's still going to try to do something better. So always keep an eye on your tech stack. So that's really important. Next is your time. How can you alleviate more time? We're all working like dogs right now, and I absolutely get it. Nothing against dogs, but we're all working extremely hard right now. And one of the things that, as I spoke to many different people, across the nation, and if you're listening, it probably could have been you, but talked about how do you alleviate time. And one of the biggest things and takeaways I got is you got to learn how to trust people within your organization and delegate certain things to them and try to fit it to their skill set. So always try, so I'm always looking to get more time, I should say. We all get the same amount of time in one day, so how can we maximize it? That's what I'm always looking for. And then what I do with that extra time is kind of up to me. Sometimes it is going to be just taking a little bit of a break. Sometimes it's going to be, okay, now I can go get more business. But I'm always looking at time as a way to, how can I enhance it? How can I get more of it within reason? And it all comes down to delegation, I think, and learning how to let go a little bit and entrusting in people. Last but not least, in order to entrust people, you got to have a staff, right? So I'm already bulking up on staff. I just hired 2 people. They're coming on, and you know what? I just got to kind of trust them. I'm going to train them as best as I possibly can, and my current team's going to help train them, and just to get things out there. And I'm going to trust them, and it's going to alleviate my time. It's going to allow me to focus more on technology. It's going to allow me to focus more, most importantly, on consumers. But it's time to staff up. As I said, though, it is ripe for the taking right now. Yes, I know rates increased a little bit, but listen, they're still good. I remember many years ago. I started in the wholesale channel in 2001. I had someone buy 2 points to get below 5% because he and his wife wanted to be the first people in their eyes to be below 5%. Now look where that's at, right? So I always go back into the day of, hey, yeah, there's a quarter increase in rates right now, but listen, 10, 15 years ago, could I ever imagine offering the rates we have? We're still in a good spot right now. But I'm going to tell you who's not is those mega retail banks because their margins are going to be so thin. Those loan officers over there, the non-trained ones, are not going to really know what to do. And I'm telling you, there's so much business out there in your community. So with that being said, those 3 things, which is staff, technology, and time, what do you have to do? You have to go get more business. Okay. Now I want you, so you have to gauge it on your own personality and what you want in life and whatnot. I know there's some people that want to close 50 loans per month, and I know some people are comfortable with 10, and that's their max. That's their max capacity. That's fine. And I completely get that. But there's so much more business out there. So I'm not going to get too much into it. But for example, my company, we're trying to flip the game and saying, I hate going after realtors. I want realtors to come to me. So we're doing something a little different with local businesses and like an employee benefit plan. And I'm not going to get too much into it. If you ever want to talk to it, just call me, text me, email me, whatever. I'll tell you exactly what we're doing because I'm more than willing to share it. But that's not what the sales rally is about. But what I'm trying to do here is we always have to think outside the box. We have to flip the game here to gain more business because it's there. And I've said this a million times as well. We are what's best for consumers. There's stats on it. There's proof in it. There's testimonials on it. We are what's best for consumers. So the more business we can get, the better. I just had a talk with my company and, talking about getting more business. And then I had to change my mindset there for a second and say, you know what? Screw that. I do want more business and it will be a byproduct of this. I want to help more people. Seriously, I truly want to help more people and then the business will come. I know it will. So the more people I can help, I don't want to make it a transactional thing. I want to make it a lifelong customer thing. Anytime they think mortgages, I just don't want to think about the 30 days or 20 days that they spent with me on their mortgage. I just want them to focus on anytime there's a mortgage question, whatever. It's Mark. It's Mark. It's in my community, and that's all I'm looking for. So it's a mindset of I want to help as many people as I can. So listen, our time is now. It's Mondays. Listen, I look at Mondays. I used to look at Mondays as saying, man, I have to go to work. I have to do this. Instead, I've changed my mind frame of I get to. So I've always been thinking about that with everything that I've been doing is I get to go to work. I get to help consumers. I get to speak to my community. I get to help my community. And it's a different mindset because our time is now. As I've said, retail's ripe for the taking. Guys, listen, it's an exciting time to be in our industry still, even though with this little rate increase, some people feel it, some people don't. You learn a lot of lessons from rate increases, I'll tell you that much. But at the same time, I just want everyone to know our time is now. Be excited about it. Anything this community, anything AIME can do, please let us know. Please reach out to us. We're here for you. Anything we can do to help. Listen, we're going to crush it for the rest of this year, and 2022 is even going to be better. I can't believe I'm even talking about 2022 right now, but it's going to be great. AIME's here to support you. AIME's got your back. Anything we can do, let us know. And you have a great rest of the week. And thanks for joining us on the Sales Rally. I'm Marc Summers, president of AIME.